Alright.
So today we're going to discuss about something that's very important, and that's going to be to the community. It's going to be something that's effective to the communities that we come from, different communities, and that is how can the community members help the children in the community to develop effective decision-making skills. We know in the societies we're having youths, we're having girls, we're having boys, we're having elders, but here we are now focusing on the youth and children. These people here, this group of people normally have decisions that they want to make about different subjects, but most times the decisions they make are not productive, they are not well. Most elders argue against a decision that a young person makes because they assume these are kids, right? Now, today we're going to talk about, as a society, how can you make these people make decisions that are effective, that they can even apply to help the community in some way, that if Trisha, for example, makes a decision, it's going to be helpful for her family, it will be helpful for herself, and it can be helpful for the community at large. Yes? That's what we are going to talk about today. So, Beverly, do you have anything you can say?
Okay, I think let's see. I think like the people in that community should stop undermining kids and create like they should create for us chances to make decisions. Like now you find a child, there is children where the mother is like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. Before you do anything, you do what? Ask. So you find the child is like, even before eating, whereby children are supposed to eat before eating. The child has to say, Mommy, should I eat? Yeah, permission is good, but you have to allow the child decide for himself. Child should know that if I do this, it's bad. If I do this, it's good. You know, they always say two brains are better than one. Two heads are better than one. Yeah, your head might be good, but that small point a child can bring might help. Some kids are naturally bright. They have genius. You know.
Cosmas, we have these elders in the society who think every point that you bring is fake because you're just in your 20s. How do you think the community can help you and other people, other youth and children in the society to develop effective decision-making skills so that the community can also benefit from your views?
Okay, right. To me, I will say like there are times when an opportunity is given to a youth like me, I must exercise my duty all the time. There are times when you must express yourself, and when you are trying to bring a conversation between like the elder people who are trying to undermine you, there are times when there are those great opportunities where like the workshops you get to share with some friends, then you bring ideas here, there, and there, so that there are times when one option fails, you don't need to rely on one option. There are times when you must be creative enough. Be critical enough to think and use your hands so that you can. There are times when you don't need an office work whereby you just be writing. You use your own hands so that you make some things to work out.
Okay.
So I believe that one can also work in the community that we live.
Yeah. So that means the community has to nurture these children to develop critical thinking skills, and as the elders who think they are brilliant in their decision-making skill are discussing things, they should involve these youth to see, so that they can absorb some of the wisdom from the elders. They can see how are elders making their decisions, and so that next time when they're making their decisions, they can apply those things, right? Yeah. We are having Natal. Do you have anything you can add for us on how communities can help the youth and children in societies develop effective decision-making skills?
Of course, the best one here is DC, whatever, DC. This one will support the cause of person. Support it is a possible, it is the best thing. Of course, supporting cults of reflections like encouraging channel encouraging storytelling of discussion of past decisions and their outcomes.
Okay, good, good. We're having Trisha here. Trisha, you look beautiful.
Right.
See,
Because she is. She's not that.
Okay, I have a point.
Yes.
I have a point. I'm going to add on this idea, encouraging critical thinking. Like the community members should encourage critical thinking by asking the children open-ended questions like, if you do this and this, what will be the outcome? What are the negative and the positive effects of such decision you're making? Is it a good one or a wrong one? So it boosts critical thinking. So that's my point.
Okay, very good submission. I'm sure the elders in the village, when they watch this video, they are going to have some mindset change. What these people here actually don't understand is that ideas that come from you can have an impact.
Can
Yes.
ask, right? For example, not only the ones in the village,
Even in the cities.
even in
Even
the
in the
city.
city, yes. Of course, we live in various places.
There are those rigid ones even in the city.
So they have to understand.
So like, okay, the thing should go to every pastor, like every elder, something like that. Eh?
Regardless of their class, it may be the MP, even the president may learn from it.
Yeah, you might find someone in the village allows his child to make a decision. And you're maybe mentoring in the village. But you find that maybe the guys in the village are even more open-minded than the one in the what? In the city. I think in the city is even worse. The others can decide to lock their gates.
Of course. You know, in the cities, people always have a wall fence where they are indoors, there is no way
Yes,
kids
they
can come
lock
out.
the gate and when they have locked the gate and they say don't get out, you will never get out.
And some of these things,
There is nothing.
yeah, some of these
When
things you
they-
get to learn from friends. When you meet some friends, that's when you can get to learn some of
I
these.
think the only thing which makes the village elder a bit rigid is when it comes to choosing courses.
Courses.
Yes,
What do you mean? Please
courses
elaborate.
and combinations. They believe a scientist has made it in life. They believe a doctor is a job. They believe a teacher is a job. A nurse is a job. But when you tell someone I want to become a photographer, that is rubbish. When you tell someone I want to become like maybe an interior designer, that is rubbish. You tell someone you want to be okay, there are those art courses, eh?
Yeah.
Maybe you want to be a teacher in literature and literature in English, something like that's rubbish. So
Okay,
that is,
primary teacher.
yes, they look at it as, you know, so they believe everyone should be a doctor,
See, they have,
a lawyer.
they have that tradition that normally from the culture that people are supposed to be doctors, nurses, what. So from those perspectives, they are ever in position to say my child has to follow this path, not really identifying what this child could do best, and really in their also process of life, maybe schooling and the other things as they do. So you find this child when joins maybe a school or goes somewhere has that mentality of having this common thing in mind that my mom or my dad always tells me to do this, to become this. And you'll find the child will have less time on other things, but not actually when this child is gifted in maybe those science subjects specifically and so forth. And this makes it very difficult. And one other way could be also when children are given that freedom to debate things amidst themselves. See, sometimes being with the elders, decision making is very difficult. You feel you're just under an oppression. So if you're under oppression, you'll not be able to take your personal decisions, and you'll not be able to say this one if I do is right. And also parents should give that chance for children in form of guidance. Like now as a child I've taken my decision. Instead of coming to guide me and say I should do this, here are the necessary things, as you have taken this decision, you find the parent will say this is totally a wrong decision. Just like as we've been talking about the aspect of combinations and other things, not knowing the fate of this child. So for me, I would rather advise it's very important for parents to actually involve themselves, to give that freedom to discuss amidst the children, and then there should be able to give that supportive environment for children to feel comfortable. You see, sometimes we learn through mistakes. We learn through mistakes. Sometimes learning does not need someone to be too serious. You get? If someone to be too serious, you just have to be free, and the life will be.
So you actually mean, in other words, they should always, those guardians should always give like chances for trial and error.
Yeah, it should be there. It should be there. Of course, there is no child that just is given birth and begins walking straight away. We go through steps so many, and therefore that room must be there.
And you'll be shocked to find that some of them made some decisions that someone has made a decision that even you a child will be like, but because you have no say.
Because they are elders.
They are elders. Even if you say that this is not good, they will rubbish you.
Yeah, that is common. Like now, our age, there are some of us who have reached a point where they can gather information. They see information. This one is good and right, but you find still the parents are saying, this one is wrong. When you even have reached that extent of being aware that this one, when I do it, is right.
Yeah.
So, because of that oppression still given by the elders, maybe that they want things to be done in a specific way that they wish, you find things are not flowing well in your life.
I think that oppression has led to very many things. Where you see some girls, they have a very long fence, but you find the girl is pregnant. You be like, how did this happen? Or maybe you know that thing which happened, you find someone, maybe they're even so rich that you don't expect this boy to disappear from home, but he disappears. Because maybe the kid says, no, I have passion in football, boys love football.
Yeah.
But you find there is this one who knows that he is the second Ronaldo. So the kid's passion is in football, the parent is like, you doctor.
Whether you want it or not.
I'm even taking you to India to become the what?
As long as I have the money.
Yes.
So it makes it difficult. Kills them.
You find some children are committing suicide. You be like, how did this one commit suicide? You find maybe they have a nice home, like you feel like they have everything, but the person is committing suicide.
You see, I was watching a video whereby a lady was involved in a situation where she could not be given chance to expose herself out, like with the opposite sex. So you find as you grow biologically, there are things that you experience, and definitely to every living human being, when you grow, there is need actually to get someone and so forth. But this father would have everything for the lady in the house and lock this lady inside each and every time he moves out. So you find the Askari began actually conniving with this lady, and later on the photographer this man would bring to take photo during feast days in the home. This man began taking advantage, and do you know what? This man went on and put this photographer in jail because the photographer began dating the daughter. And this thing brought a very big issue, not knowing this lady has actually grown up and she was supposed to get exposed. And you find the effect of this normal on ladies is, as a lady now, when you get a chance to move out after being blocked for everything, you will feel now you need to finish all that you're doing.
Not even to get the nearest, then you run to the nearest
solution around available. So it brought a very wrong kind of thing whereby this lady was dated by a certain good young man, but not knowing also later on there was this man's friend, this lady's father's friend who used to come home. And Mose also. This Mose also began dating this lady. Just like me and my son dating the same lady, but not knowing. So it was a very big mess, and it was
Another
something
thing about parents hindering
Decision
making. You see, there are some decisions we make that connect us. Like they will connect us, can connect me to somewhere, and I will do something. You get? Now imagine a parent has dictated on you that this course is useless. But when you know, when I do that course, I am exposed to this category of people, this category of clients who can put me to a certain level that I want. Now imagine, you're not like your passion is in something else, and maybe your father said, no, you should become a lawyer. You're not good at arguing.
When you don't have vision in that, totally.
You're not good at arguing because you have to argue. You're not good at arguing. You have hot temper. Whereby when the person says this, you feel like jumping and slapping. So this is where, like, you see, parents have missed like very many. Like, they have. You see, there's some guy who say most of our talents have gone. Like, most of the talents are in the graveyard than outside. You find maybe this guy is a musician, maybe this one is a drummer, maybe this guy is a public speaker, only that maybe at home they squeezed him and they're like, you
Can't say anything.
You find maybe this one is a doctor, but at home they are like, we don't have the money, you can be what? A teacher. You find that maybe this guy is good at business and they are telling him, no, doctor. Now he will go to that is where we get nurses who, you go to the hospital and they're like, don't disturb me, it's not their passion. But it all comes down from the parent.
Yeah.
The parent didn't support their their decision. Okay. So I believe we have had enough today.
Rita, you want to say some last words? Last words. Like, everything has been said already, right?
Calm down, your elders is not here.
Okay. Who wants to give a last word? Last. Okay. Ambrose.
I think I have an answer too. But maybe also to add on, I think parents, like guardians, should also help these children to understand their emotions, like to have emotional intelligence. Because once they are able to understand their emotions, both that bad and good emotions, they will actually know where these good emotions takes them to. Then now, what these bad emotions also leads them to. Yeah. So from there, if they have understood well, they are able to make that effective decision basing on the emotions.
I think that's a very good point because most people, when they take decisions emotionally, the decisions, especially when they're having negative emotions, tend to be bad. So the kids have to also learn how to make decisions when they are under different emotions. Yeah. Well, that's it for today. I hope you get some value from this discussion.